Hello everyone, today we're going to be working on lesson 11. It's our last PowerPoint lesson for this unit. It's all about delivering a presentation. So we're going to be adjusting the slide orientation and size, customizing audience handouts, choosing slides to display, rehearsing and recording a slideshow, setting up a slideshow, working with presentation tools, and packaging a presentation for CD delivery. Alright, so first we're going to select slide size and orientation. So it tells us to select PowerPoint if not already running. And we're going to open our PowerPoint file called bid. And we're going to save it as, let's try that again, file, save as. We're going to save it in our PowerPoint lesson 11 folder as bid final. Okay, and then click the design tab. And it tells us then to click the slide size button. A menu opens and we're going to choose widescreen. The height and ratio for all slides in the presentation changes to widescreen. It then tells us to click the slide size button again and choose custom slide size. Note that the current width and height measurements at the left side of the dialog box. The measurements for width and height in slide size dialog box are in inches, but an inch on a monitor can look different depending on the monitor size and display resolution. The main concern is the ratio between the height and width here. For example, a ratio of 13.333 by 7.5 expressed as a fraction is 16 by 9. The standard for widescreen. Because widescreen monitors are standard these days, that is the default size of a PowerPoint presentation. Okay, and then it tells us to open slides size for drop-down list, and we're going to click 35mm slides. And click portrait in the slides area, and then we're going to click OK. A dialog box opens asking whether you want to maximize the size of your content or scale it down, and we're going to choose Ensure Fit. The slide's orientation and aspect ratio has been changed. We're going to click the slide size drop-down list again, and we're going to choose Standard. This time, make sure we click Maximize, and the slides return to the original 4/3 dimension. The content has been somewhat distorted in size due to your choices of Ensure Fit and Maximize in steps 9 and 11 respectively. Close bid final without saving your changes. So go to File, Close. Don't save. Okay. So next we're going to customize audience handouts using a handout master. And handout masters are controlled by handout master, as slide appearance is controlled by the slide master. So we're going to click the insert tab and then click header and footer. Oh, we got to reopen that. Oops. Reopen bid final. Click the insert tab and then click header and footer. Okay, and then we're going to click the notes and handouts tab, and it says set up headers and footers as follows. Click the mark date and time checkbox and then click the and make sure update automatically option is selected, and then click to mark header, and in the header box we're going to type A Datum Corporation In the footer, we're going to type, "No job is too big for a datum." Click Apply to All. And then we're going to click the Design tab and click the Slide Size button and choose Custom Slide Size. Under the Notes, Handouts, and Outlines, under the Notes, Handouts, Headings, we're going to click Landscape and then click OK. It says to click the View tab and click the Handout Master. The Handout Master view opens with header and footer you supplied in step 2. Okay, so here we have the Handout Master. It says, "Take note, if the file is stored on a server, you might see a message about edits made in this view being lost when you save to a server. Click Check Out and Continue if it does say that." Okay, so we're going to click on the Slides per Page button, and we're going to choose 3 slides. The Handout Master displays the layout used to show the 3 sides across the width of the page. It tells us to click the Insert tab, and then we're going to click Text Box. And we're going to draw a line, draw a text box above the center slide placeholder of the same width as the of the placeholder. So about right here. And I'm going to make it just a little bit wider there. Okay. And in this text box, we're going to type Center City Bridge Project. So it tells us to change the font size of the text on the text box to 16. Okay, and then apply bold formatting and change the color to dark blue text 2. Adjust the size of the text box as necessary to display the text on one line. Click the outside border of the header placeholder in the upper left-hand corner and press Shift. And then it says to drag Shift and then click the page or the date, the footer, and the page number placeholders. And actually, I think we need this one. Click this one, that one, and that one. Okay, and it tells us to apply 14 point. And then we're going to change the color to dark blue text 2. And it says to click the Master or Handout Master tab and then click the Close Master View button. And then we're going to choose File and Print and open the Full Page Slides button, and we're going to choose 3 slides. Okay. Your customized master Handout Master should resemble the one previewed in Figure 11-3. Okay, we're going to click the next page arrow to see what it looks like. And then it tells you to print. We're just going to go ahead and save at this point. Okay, and then next step, it tells us to hide a presentation or hide a slide. So we're going to go to slide 2 and we're going to click the slideshow tab, and it tells us to click the hide slide button in the setup group. The slide is shaded in the slides pane at the left, and the slide number is surrounded by a diagonal bar across it. We're going to press F5 to start the slideshow, and it should, as you click, it should skip that slide. Okay. Click the mouse button and notice that slide 2, our mission, does not display. Should go to slide 3 and it should have set the bid team, which it did. Okay. Still using the same presentation, we're going to click the slideshow tab and then click the custom slideshow button. Okay, and then click custom shows. Okay, where it says new, we're going to click that, and the define custom show dialog box opens. In the slideshow name, we're going to type corporate information, and then click the checkbox for slide 2, our mission, and we're going to choose the add button to place the slide in the slide's custom show list. It also tells us to add 4, 5, and 6 to the custom show list. Your dialog box should look like figure 11-4. We're going to click OK. And then notice though that those brackets around slide 2, 2's number indicate that it's hidden. Okay. The custom, we're going to click show, and the custom show should start. Okay. I'm going to hit escape. Okay, and then we're going to save the presentation. Okay, next it talks about rehearsing and recording and record timings. So on the slideshow tab, we're going to click Rehearse Timings button. Okay. Okay, the slideshow starts from slide 1, and the rehearsal toolbar in the upper left-hand corner of the screen should appear. It tells you to read all content on each slide, clicking the mouse button to display bulleted items and advanced slides. As you read, the timer is recording the time you spend. If you get interrupted, you can click the pause button on the toolbar. So what you can do is you should go through and practice this using that rehearse timings button, read the slides, and see how long it takes you. Okay. When asked if you want to save the slide timings, you should click yes. On the View tab, you're going to click the Slide Sorter View. Okay. The presentation appears with the timings for each slide displayed below it. So you should see the amount of time that each slide took when you did the rehearse. Okay. Tells us to press F5 to start the slideshow from slide 1. This time let PowerPoint control the slides according to the rehearsal times that you set. After 3 or 4 slides have displayed, press escape to end the slideshow and then save your presentation. Okay, so clear slides timings. You're going to click the slideshow tab and then click the arrow below record slideshow, and you're going to hit clear, and then clear timings on all slides, and then save your presentation. Okay, so on the slideshow tab, it tells us to click Record Slideshow, and make sure you have a microphone ready, and you're going to click Start Recording from the beginning. And it says to click through the presentation, reading the text of the slides into the microphone at a moderate pace. The Rehearsal Toolbar appears as you work through the presentation, the same as when rehearsing timings. So you don't have to do the whole thing. I'd say just do like maybe the first 3 slides. So for example, when I click this, it'll start recording. Okay. A-Datum Corporation Bid Package Overview. The bid team: Scott Cooper, lead engineer; Kevin Evans, lead site planner; Kenneth Akers, chief of field operations. Who are we? The Southeast leading pile driving and heavy concrete construction company, a company with 86 years of heavy construction experience. Our competitive advantage: the most experienced pile driving crew in the region, ability to work in any climate, in any condition, land-based and marine-based rigs, heaviest duty lifting and pouring technologies in the entire industry. Okay. Alright, so when you get back here, it says pause, leave the presentation open to use in the next exercise. Still using bid final 8. On the slideshow tab, click the arrow under record slideshow, and it tells you to start recording from current slide. So you need to be on slide 8 and click record from current slide. Then you click start recording, and instead of advancing to the next slide, it just says to press escape to quit recording, and PowerPoint returns to normal view. Okay, when you're done recording slide 8, you should save your presentation. Alright, and next it tells you to set up a slideshow. So you're going to save the presentation as bid kiosk in your lesson 11 folder. Okay, on the slideshow tab, you're going to click Setup Slideshow. The Setup Slideshow dialog box opens, and it tells you to examine the settings in the Show Type section. Do not make a change yet. In the Show Options section, mark the Loop Continuous until Escape checkbox. The setting is turned on automatically if you choose Browsed, Add a Kiosk as the show type. Click to mark the Show Without Narration and Show Without Animation, and click the pen color button and choose Purple Standard for the color. The pen color is not important for this presentation because it will be self-running, but it is useful for future reference to know how to change it. In the Advanced Slides section, use timings if present, and then in the Show Type section, click the Browsed at Kiosk Full Screen. Several settings become unavailable when you choose this option, including Loop Continuously until Escape, which becomes permanently on, and pen color. That is why this exercise does not change the show type until after you have tried out those settings. In the slideshow section, click Custom Show option. In the multiple monitors section, we're going to choose primary monitor and open the resolution and choose 800 by 600. Then click OK. It says examine the checkboxes in the setup group on the slideshow tab and notice that the primary or play narrations checkbox is cleared because of the checkbox you marked in step 5. Notice that the use timings checkbox is marked because of the option button you chose in step 8, and it tells you to clear the show media controls checkbox. The setting is not directly applicable to this presentation. However, knowing how to turn on and off the on-screen controls for such clips is useful for the future. Save the... Okay, so it tells you to reopen the bid final document that you used earlier in this lesson, and we're going to make the following changes to the presentation setup so that it is configured to be used by a live speaker. You should have done this earlier, but if it's not done, click Slideshow tab, and then down under the Record Slideshow button, we're going to click Clear, and we want to clear timings on all slides. Then click down under the Record Slideshow button and point to Clear, and we're going to clear all narrations on all slides. Then click this Setup Slideshow button and make sure all is selected, not custom show. And then in the show type section, click presented by a speaker full screen, and then open the slideshow monitor drop down and make sure automatic is selected, and then click OK. From the beginning, it says to click the From the Beginning button to start the presentation from slide 1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and read this before we click anything because otherwise you won't know what to do. Move the pointer on the slide until you see the presentation tools in the lower left corner of the screen. Click the next button, the next slide appears. Click the previous button and it goes back to slide 1. Right-click anywhere on the slide to display the presentation shortcut menu and then click See All Slides. Click the back arrow in the upper left corner to return to the slideshow and then press the page down to display this next slide. Move the mouse pointer to display the presentation tools, and then it asks you to zoom. Okay, and then move the mouse pointer so the head is over the photo, and then click in the zoom in on photo. After looking at the photo, right click to zoom out again. Okay, so it wants you to click from the beginning and then click the page next button to display the next page, and then click page back. Okay, then it asks you to hit next, or here, let's see, it says see all slides, and then it tells you to hit the page back button. Okay, and then zoom in, and it wants you to zoom in on the picture, and then we're gonna right click to zoom back out, and then hit escape to go back to this end, or you could hit right click and hit end show to end the show again. Okay, it says pause, leave the presentation open to use in the next exercise. Next we're going to use presenter view. So on the slideshow you're going to click from the beginning, and then you're going to right click and choose show presenter view. You're going to click the next arrow at the bottom of the screen to advance to the next slide. Below the notes page, you're going to click make the text smaller, and the notes text appears smaller. Click the pause, the timer button, next to it, the timer stops and the button turns to the resume the timer button. Click the restart timer button, okay, and then it should start up again. Click the show taskbar. The taskbar appears at the bottom of the screen. The show taskbar again to turn it off. Showing the taskbar during a presentation can be useful because it enables you to jump out to some other application temporarily. Click the black or unblack slideshow button below the current slide. The image of the current slide appears black and appears the way the audience's screen will see it. Okay, so we're going to go from the beginning, and right away what we're going to do is we're going to choose Show Presenter View. Okay, it tells you to hit Next to go to the next slide, and we're going to make the text smaller right here. Okay, so you can make it smaller or bigger. Tells you to pause the timer here. You can restart the timer, or you can pause and play it as you go right here. Okay, let's see. It wants you to open up the taskbar, and it wants you to black or unblack the screen. Okay, and then eventually, oh, here, show taskbar is down here. So basically, if I show taskbar, I can jump around to different things on my computer. And then you're going to click End Slideshow. Okay, next you're going to annotate slides using a pen. So it says to uncheck Use Presenter View if it is necessary. And then it wants you to press F4 to start the presentation from slide 1. Type 7 and then press Enter, and slide 7 appears. You're going to right click to display the pen icon, and we're going to change the color to orange. Then we're going to circle 1,125,500. Press B on the keyboard. The screen is blacked out so you can annotate without distraction of the slide material. Then use the pen pointer to draw a large US currency symbol in the middle of the slide. Press B again, the background is restored and the annotation disappears. Press Escape on the keyboard, the arrow is restored. Click or press Enter twice to go to slide 8, and press the spacebar until weathered and overhead power line bullet points appear. Click the pen button and on the presentation tools and click the highlighter and then drag it across weather. Okay, click the pen button and click Erase All Ink on Slide, and then the highlight you added should be removed. Okay, so first we're going to press F5 on your keyboard. Then it tells you to type 7 and press Enter. It should take you to slide 7. Okay, and we're going to go through until we see the right bullet point that we need. You can click the pen button here, or you can click Pointer Options, Pen. Okay, or here we could change it to orange by doing that. Okay, it wants you to circle this. Okay, and then it asks you to press B to black this out, and then we're going to draw a $sign in the middle of your screen. Okay, and then we're going to press B again. Okay, then it tells you to go to slide 8. And I'm going to turn off this just for temporary. Let's see. And it wants you to find weather, and then you're going to choose your pen tool and choose highlighter. Highlight weather. Okay. And then it wants you eventually to erase all ink on slide. Okay. And then you're going to escape. and we want to keep your ink annotations. We're going to click Keep because we want to keep the circle on slide 7. And then it asks you to save your presentation. Okay, in normal view, we're going to display slide 7. So go to View, Normal View, slide 7. Okay, and it wants you to click on the circle that you drew in the annotations, and then click Ink Tools, Pens. Make sure that this is still selected. Okay, because we want to make sure we change our color to light green and our thickness to 3 points. And then it asks you to click More, and we're going to choose red pen 1 millimeters. Notice that the selected annotation does not change. These pen styles are created for creating new annotations, not editing old ones. And it says to drag to draw an underline beneath site preparation. Okay. And then on the Ink Tools Pen tab, we're going to select Objects and point to return the pointer to an arrow, and then it tells you to save your presentation. Okay. For this part, the packaging and presentation for a CD, I just want you to make sure that you go over this. So it says you might need to transport your presentation materials to another computer to run your slideshow. The package for CD feature streamlines the process of packing all the materials you need to show the presentation, even if PowerPoint is not installed on the other computer. Even though this option has CD in the title, you can save the presentation on a USB drive or on a folder on your computer to transfer to storage media later on to back up your presentation. Okay. So, some earlier versions of PowerPoint packaged presentations to CD along with a PowerPoint Viewer utility. PowerPoint 2013 and 2016, however, take a different approach. They package presentations with a web page on the CD. On this web page is a link for downloading the PowerPoint viewer if it is needed. Okay, so take note, you must have a writable CD inserted in your system to complete this exercise. If you do not, or if you do not have a blank CD, skip this exercise. So we're going to skip this because it's not worth our time. And we don't have writable CDs at our use. Okay, so we are going to go down here to package a presentation to a folder. So it tells you to click the File tab, and then we're going to click the Export and click Package Presentation for CD, and then click Package for CD. We're going to click the Copy to Folder button, and we're going to make sure that we choose, or we're going to change the folder name to Bid. And in the location path, change the path to the location where you store your files for this lesson. So you're going to go to Browse, go to Infotech, choose PowerPoint, Lesson 11. Okay, and I'm going to hit Select. It tells you to click OK. And then a message appears asking if you want to include linked files in your package. We're going to click Yes. And then it says a message will appear that the presentation contains comments or annotations and these will not be included. We're going to click and Continue. Then it says wait for the presentation to be written to the new folder. It should occur almost instantaneously. The folder opens in Windows when it is finished. In the folder window, double-click Presentation Package folder to see what's inside. The folder contains some graphics and support files that are needed to show the web page. Close the folder window to return to PowerPoint. The package for CD dialog box is still open. and it says to click close, and then it tells you to save the presentation, close the file, and exit PowerPoint. We're done with lesson 11.